October 4th, 1967. The Shag Harbour Incident. Shag Harbour is a small fishing community on the south shore of Nova Scotia. It is one of several small villages of the district of Barrington. It has a population of roughly 400 to 450. Industry in the town centers on lobster fishing, which takes place from November to May. On October 4th, 1967, multiple people saw a chain of lights in the sky which seemed to angle down and impact into the ocean of Shag Harbour. At least 11 people saw a low-flying, lit object head towards the harbor. Multiple witnesses reported hearing a whistling sound like a bomb, and then a whoosh, and finally a loud bang. The object was never officially identified and was therefore referred to as an unidentified flying object in the Government of Canada's documents. The Canadian military became involved in a subsequent rescue and recovery effort. The initial report was made by a local resident, Laurie Wiggins, and his 4 friends. Driving through Shag Harbour on Highway 3, they spotted a large object descending into the waters of the harbor. Attaining a better vantage point, Wiggins and his friends saw the object floating 250 to 300 meters offshore of the waters of Shag Harbour. Wiggins contacted the RCMP, which is the Royal Canadian Mounted Police detachment in Barrington Passage, and reported he had seen a large airplane or small airliner crash into the waters of Shag Harbour. Assuming an aircraft had crashed, within about 15 minutes, the 2 RCMP officers arrived at the scene. Concerned for the survivors, the RCMP detachment contacted the Rescue Coordination Center in Halifax to advise them of the situation and ask if any aircraft were missing. Before any attempt at rescue could be made, the flying object, with lights still showing, started to sink and disappeared from view. A rescue mission was quickly assembled. Within half an hour of the crash, local fishing boats went into the crash site in the waters of the Gulf of Maine, off Shag Harbour, to look for survivors. No survivors, bodies, or debris were taken, either by fishermen or by the Canadian Coast Guard search and rescue cutter, which arrived about an hour later from the nearby Clark's Harbour. By the next morning, RCC Halifax had determined that no aircraft were missing, that all commercial, private, and military aircraft were accounted for along the eastern seaboard, in both the Atlantic provinces and New England. Two days after the incident had been observed, a detachment of Navy divers from Fleet Diving Unit Atlantic was assembled for the next 3 days. They combed the sea floor of the Gulf of Maine off Shag Harbour looking for the object. The final report said no trace of an object was found. Another report indicated that there was a large amount of floating yellow foam on the surface of the water near the crash site off of Shag Harbour. Could this foam have been from the unidentified flying object that crashed into the ocean? Though the reports said that no trace of an object was found, the Shag Harbour incident received extensive front-page coverage in the Halifax Chronicle-Herald. The paper ran a headline story on October 7th titled, "Could Be Something Concrete in the Shag Harbour UFO." The article, by Ray McLeod, included witness descriptions of the alleged object and crash, the Air Force search and rescue effort, and the Navy's underwater search that was underway, including 3 additional divers from the Fleet Diving Unit Atlantic. The head of the Air Force's Air Desk in Ottawa was also quoted saying, "Air Force was very interested in the matter. We've got hundreds of reports every week, but Shag Harbour incident is one of the few where we may get something concrete on it." The article also mentioned UFO reports that immediately preceded the incident, including one from a woman in Halifax around 10 p.m. The Chronicle-Herald ran another story on October 9th titled, "UFO Search Called Off," stating that the Navy had ended an intensive undersea search for the mysterious unidentified flying object that disappeared into the ocean here Wednesday night. As to what was found, the Navy stated no trace, not a clue, not a bit of anything. What did crash into the waters of Shag Harbor? Was it a UFO? Or was it a reverse engineered aircraft that our government lost control and crashed into the waters? Leave your comments in the comment section below and tell me what you think crashed into the waters of Shag Harbor. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.